TrunkShakers.
What up though, and welcome back to another how-to video. In today's video, what I'm going to do, I'm going to show you how to just basically duplicate your Steam game, and of course in our case it's going to be GTA5. Like this one I use it for 5M, pretty much 5M only, and this is the one I'm going to use for LSPDFR. Basically the only thing you want to do is take this game here, your normal game, hit copy, hit paste. And of course when you paste it, it's going to say dash copy, so name it whatever you want to name it, just name it something different. But the thing is, for it to run through Steam and stuff like that, it will have to still have this name here. So let's say for instance, if I wanted to play LSPDFR, what I will have to do is change this name here. Let's just say change that to the M, and then I will have to go here and I'll have to change this regularly, and then I'll be able to start it up. For the sake of this, what I'm going to do real quick, I'm going to go ahead here, switch that back to Rage, and I'm going to switch this back, and then show you another thing that I do. I'm going to go down here, go to Steam, and I'm just going to click library. Alright, now what you want to do, this is what I normally do. I go here and I go offline. Restart offline mode. I'm just gonna start back over. And then game library. Alright, so now we can load up GTA, play a regular. Or you can click down here and then just select GTA right there. And once you do that, it should boot the game right up. Should have no problems out of it. And see me on I don't play GTA Online, so it don't bother me. I play 5M if I do any online. But as you see, it's starting up. We're gonna go ahead and exit out of it because we got other stuff to worry about here. Let's go ahead and exit out of the game. And then now I'm gonna go ahead and show you how to basically overhaul this folder and make it your Rage plugin or LSPDFR folder. And as you can see here, I do have the this is pretty much everything that we're going to go ahead and install today. Pretty much everything is pretty much straightforward, straight and dry, straight to the point. But I'm going to do my best to make sure you don't have any questions at the end of this video here. Alright, so basically this is the folder we're going to be making into our LSPDFR folder. So we're going to go ahead and set it up as such. Now what we are going to do is we're going to go ahead and install the main thing that we need up front. But first, of course, you want to have OpenIV, and let's make sure if this is not your first time running it, of course you want to go and make sure that the game is selected. As you can see, my game is selected, so when you boot this up, it will ask you where is the game that you want to be able to mod and stuff like that. Alright, so let's go back here now and just click this check mark here, or the check mark box here, and you want to install these top two. So go ahead and install that one and install this one. What this one do is install a mods folder. That way you can install mods, basically cars, guns, pets, things like that. Click yes, click close. That's that. And one thing about this mod folder, let's say for instance, if you was to go and try to open up one of these, and if you go into edit mode, it would ask you to copy it to mods folder, or if it's already in the mods folder, it will ask you to show in the mods folder. So let's say if I wanted to edit something in here, I would just go ahead and click copy the mods folder, and that will be that. We don't need this at the moment. We might need that for the EUP menu, but we will go back and open that back up if we need it. But alright, let's get started. Now of course what you want to have is Rage plugin. and it's very simple. I'm gonna take all this. You know what? Let's go back here first. Let's go to LSPDFR first because that's what we really need. And I'm gonna take LSPDFR because what LSPDFR does, it's gonna put a Rage hook application in there. Basically, this is the Rage hook that no, it's not gonna show me. Basically, this is the Rage hook that it was updated with. But let's go ahead and drag and drop everything from the LSPDFR install there. We're gonna wait for that to go ahead. All right, you more than likely you can go ahead and replace whatever file it is, or you can click compare and stuff like that. And I'm gonna go ahead and do this one from the LSPDFR just so I know that everything is pretty much up to date. And then alright, we got that done, taken care of. Now we're gonna go ahead and put Rage plugin here because, like I said, LSPDFR did put a Rage in there, but that's an old Rage and you can't use that with this game version. So we're gonna take that, drag and drop it, and it's gonna ask you if you want to replace 19 items. The reason why you're going to be replacing 19 items is because LSPDFR have already copied those items there. So of course we want to replace all those items with all the new Rage plugin items. Alright, now we're going to go back here. Next thing we're going to install is scripthookv. Now scripthookv is very important. This is what will need to be updated for any scripts and mods and stuff like that to work. So we're going to go ahead to the bin, and we are going to go ahead. We don't need to update the den put 8 file, but we're going to go ahead and update it. I don't use native trainer, so I'm not going to put that into my game, but it's basically a trainer. And of course we want to go ahead and replace that, and now we have scripthookv in there, and that goes to your main directory. Next you want scripthookv.net. It's somewhat similar to the regular scripthookv, but it's just somewhat updated. I just know you need it. Alright, now you want to take that, drag them and drop those there as well. And then next we can go ahead and start installing the plugins. And we are just going to go ahead and start with the ones at the top. But of course, like I said, the main 3 that you need, of course, is LSPDFR, RagePluginHook, scripthookv, scripthookv.net, and OpenIV is needed for being able to do mods and stuff like that. So of course you would need to have that as well. But let's go ahead and get started. Some of these mods, the way that the creators make them now, that they will be straight cut and dry, and you can pretty much know exactly where it goes. If it's a README file, of course, always open up the README file. That's good. Let's open this one up just to check out some of the stuff that be in the README files here. And the README file basically going to tell you where it's going to be installed at and stuff like that. But as you can see with this Better EMS, it have a GTA folder, and in this folder, this is every drag this straight to your GTA folder. And it's gonna drag and drop. There's everything in there. It's in its place. It's where it's supposed to be at. Next, you want to go to Computer Plus, and of course, it's got a README, but you got a GTA main folder, and then you want to just go ahead and drag and drop the plugins, and it's going to drag it to the plugins. See, now me, let's say if Computer Plus just did a update, or any of these mods did an update. Let's go to plugins. Let's go here. This file here is the INI file. Basically what this file does is, let's open this up. This shows your keyfix. Me, I like to change my keyfix to what I like and the way I like them. So whenever it's an update, I don't drag this file in because this will reset my keyfix. So this is one of the only files that I do not drag in. Everything else I drag in because, you know, it might have been updated and stuff like that. But as far as this one, I don't drag that one in. But what I do always do is I open it, and let's just say they added some new lines or added something to it. I would copy that into mine, and so I can keep my keyfix. Alright, so now we have Computer Plus already dragged in. Next we're going to do Cop Holster. Computer Plus of course is needed because that's how you run people's information. But now Cop Holster basically you able to put your hand on your gun and able to withdraw your weapon from the holster. So of course, hold on, let's go back. It's in plugin folder, so you drag and drop plugin. And that's pretty much simple and easy how most of these are. Now this one is a little bit different because this one you will have to put these change the logos and stuff like that. Now we're gonna just use the real agencies. The real agencies go this one goes right into your plugins folder, your regular plugins folder. So you just drag them, drop them in there. The logos, that's something totally different. Of course you will have to go ahead back here, go to installation, and you need to go ahead and read where those logos would go. And me personally, I'm not gonna do that. You really don't need to do that. Like if you was to use this one, you don't need to do it. Alright, and that's in the location in need. Now let's go back to our main folder. Go back here. Now ELS is the emergency lighting system. Basically this would make your lights brighter. It would make them reflect off of the ground, buildings, snow, anything of that sort. And installation, of course, GTA main folder. You're gonna select everything in here. Let's do it this way. You're gonna select it just like this, drag them, drop them. Simple, easy, straight to the point. and this is, to me personally, it's pretty much a must-have. Now media, this is just showing pictures and stuff like that, so I don't have to worry about none of that stuff there. Now the EUP is something that you're going to need to open IV for, but for the main EUP you're just going to go to files, drag these two up in there, and that's it. Simple. And then you're able to use the EUP menu. But of course for LSPDFR you will have to install Law and Order. You don't really need to install Service and Rescue, but I do just because, just in case you want to play as a firefighter or EMS or something like that, install that. But I use manual installs because I like to know exactly where it goes, but they do have an auto install. If I was you, I would do the auto install, that way it goes straight to where it needs to go to. And then of course hit the readme, drag and drop content into your main. Right. So now this one, it's going to go into your updates. Oh no, wait, no, mods, and then you drag and drop this folder here into there. And what this folder is basically it's basically the uniforms and stuff like that you can go ahead and edit, and you ain't have to worry about doing a full edit and stuff like that. Then you want to go here, this is the serve and rescue. You want to drag and drop that one in there as well. And since I use Law and Order, I go here. I don't I like to keep the ones that's already in the mods folder just for this one. You continue, that way I don't copy those. I'm gonna go back here, and that's it for the EUP. And to hold my gun is basically you would put your rifle, your shotgun, and stuff like that, and it will be key binded. That way you can hit a key and it would withdraw that weapon out of the car instead of you always having it with you. Now you go to the GTA folder. Of course you got the plugins folder here. Drag it, drop it. When I tell you that they have made this much easier for y'all, because it ain't used to be like this. It really haven't used to be like this. Now Interaction Plus is almost pretty much a must-have. And of course it's right here with the plugins folder. Drag it, drop it. It's gonna go where it's supposed to go. It's a must-have. It makes your policing more realistic. KTFDO. Basically keep the effing door open. Alright, now what this plugin do is, if you hold, depending on the controller you have, if you hold triangle or Y, what this would do is it will keep the door open, so that like when you get out the car and you want to point the gun at the person in the car in front of you or whatever, you will be able to keep the door open as, you know, cover and stuff like that. So that's in there. where I did that. Now LSPDFR Plus is basically how can I put it? It's basically some steroids for LSPDFR. So now you just want to take this, and I believe this is the old one, but when we get to the bottom, it should be updated. But you want to just take these, drag them, drop them. It's gonna ask you if you want to replace Rage native UI. I'm going to skip it because I don't need to replace it. Now this one, I believe this is the old one here, because I believe he's on 1662. Yeah, this is the old one. We're not going to worry about it at this moment because I know it's going to get replaced. Alright, now on scene backup is pretty much just what it says, and you're going to drag and drop the plugins. And on scene backup is, you know, people that you can request code 2, code 3 backup. Some people use custom backup, which is almost the same thing. Now police partner is of course exactly what it says it is. You don't have to worry about this or any APIs. Those is normally for developers. Then you want to go here to the files, select all, drag, drop. Native UI. You know, it's pretty much to your preference because you want to I want to say Rage native UI don't get changed that often, so I would just say skip it. Or if you know that the plugin that you're installing have been updated like very recently, let's say if it was updated yesterday, I will go ahead and click replace. And that's pretty much it for the police partner. Now let's go back, and police tape is basically what it says it is. And this one here, we're gonna have to take this out and go here, and now it's on the desktop. Okay, now we're not gonna worry about that at this moment, but this one here, we are going to have to drag and drop this one into the plugins folder. You know, I believe it should tell you that inside of here. Okay, yeah, all right, yeah, because it was already in here. Yep, it's already in there. Okay, so now with this one here, I don't believe you can just do it this way. I believe so, I'm not sure. We're gonna try it right now. Just double clicking a OIV file. There it goes. Okay, and then you would just click install, and then it's gonna come up with this menu. You want to always make sure you install into your mods folder. That way, if you need to change anything, or you want to run the game regular or anything like that, you can go straight to your mods folder, or you can take out just your mods folder and everything will go back to normal. And you know what? Another thing about this, the other textures here, if you want to switch these, you can click this and it will tell you how to change out those textures. Me, I'm not going to go into that. That's to your preference. All right, so now it's done. Click close. Police tape is installed. Thumbs up. Next, we are going to go ahead and do the police search. Police search is basically showing with what the person have on them when you search them. I'm going to go ahead and delete this since I'm thinking about it. And it shows what the person have on them, different variety of things. So you drag and drop that into the plugins. That's it. Go back. Police smart radio is pretty much a very must have. This gives you the radio interactions and stuff like that. And select both of those, drag them, drop them. It's gonna ask you to replace. Let's go ahead and replace those. Let's see if this has been updated. Is it gonna show me? Oh, it's not showing me. Let's see, hold on. And we're not going to worry about this at the moment because once you run scripthookv, it's going to do that as well. Nope, it hasn't been updated with this version. Alright. Next, we already did those three. Now search warrant is pretty much just like police search as well. But me personally, I like to use both of them. Go ahead to files, select all that, drag and drop it. So you want to replace 3 files because, you know, these files have already been added. Now let's go back here. and we're going to go ahead and replace those files. Like I said, if something have been new and you know for a fact they've been new, you want to make sure that you drop those in over whatever whatever you're doing. That's why I know when I get to traffic control, I know that that have been just updated, so I know that that's going to replace something that I needed to replace. Oh, we're at the search one. Now, spike strip backup is basically exactly what it says it is, and you want to drag and drop this to the plugin, well, to the main directory, which is going to put it into the plugins folder. And that's all we need out of here. Now, next we're going to do Spotlight. Spotlight is, you know, the spotlight that the police car has. Simple. Now what you want to do is go ahead, open up your plugins folder, because this one is not cut and dry like the rest of them. You want to select these two and drag them right into your plugins folder. And of course you can open up the readme, and of course it says install RagePluginHook, whoop, whoop, whoop. And then you want to drag and drop the DLL in the resource folder into your plugins folder, which I just did, so I've saved you from reading it. Dash cam, oh, let's go back here because I like to use it better in here, because where it did dash cam, it was out of sync. Now stop the ped is a must-have. I did work with them as far as a beta tester and stuff like that for vocal dispatcher, which we will get to. Now you just want to take these top two. Oh snap, hold up, wait a minute. Oh snap, go back, go open up Rage, and you want to drag and drop these two here. Of course, it's going to ask you if you want to replace the native UI, which I'm going to replace it because Stop the Ped have been getting a lot of updates lately, so yeah. Alright, now we're on traffic control. As I said, I know that it wants to replace this, so let's go ahead and copy these three into here and let it replace what it needs to replace. And of course, if it's a readme, open up the readme, read what's in there. And then traffic policer is going to replace the this one here, which is what I needed to replace. So we're gonna take all of these in here, drag them, drop them, and like I said, it's gonna ask me if I want to. I'm gonna click this real quick just so I can show you. I wanted to replace it with the new stuff. This on this left side is always gonna be the new stuff. This is the old stuff. So I want to replace those because now this should have the newer version, which is 662, which is what you need. And then go back here. Traffic stop backup is exactly what it says. Take the plugins folder, drag it to your main directory. It's going to copy it in there. And then vocal dispatcher, what I spoke on about helping with stop the ped. And then you just want to take these top three here, drag them, drop them. And what this is you know, you basically can hit a key on your keyboard or on your controller and talk to dispatch, request things from dispatch and stuff like that. And X scanner is basically background radio noise. I mean, you can pick different ones, but this is the one I use. And you want to select everything in here, drag it, drop it, and it's going to take a minute because these are sounds, so it's going to take a minute for it to copy all those over. And I believe that should be it. I believe we can get ready to go ahead and hop into game. We installed all those. Oh, you know what? We forgot the callouts. Now callouts is going to go into plugins, LSPDFR, and this is where plugins will go always, because everything in LSPDFR folder is what loads up after you go on duty. This is stuff that only loads up when you go on duty. Things in plugins is what can load up before duty. So you will have a cop holster, dash cam view, hold my gun, all that before you even go on duty, which is a good thing. But we're gonna go back here to the main real quick because some of these might be cut and dry for you, as they should be. Now, I believe this is an older one, so I'm not going to replace. Let me make sure real quick. About 75. Yeah, I believe this is an older one. I'm going to drag this to the desktop real quick just so I can make sure and check it. Hold on. Yeah, see, this 661, and we don't need that. That's an older one. And I believe, let me see, let's drag this to the desktop as well. See what version is this. That's 661 as well. Alright, let's go ahead and click Rage real quick. Hold up. This ain't the same numbering. Rage 1630. See, he have his own one. I don't know why is that, but most of them should be the same because I don't believe that changed that often. But what we're gonna go ahead and do, we're gonna go ahead and just drag and drop these two in here. It should take a little bit of time because the one that's going here is for it's basically for the police scanner. It gives you the audio and stuff like that. Alright, now let's go back here to the transit callouts. You want to take those two, drag them, drop them. And that's pretty much simple. United callouts. United callouts. And this one is not cut and dry for you, so that's why I showed you before. Go to your plugins, LSPDFR, and you want to take these bottom two, drag them, drop them in. And guys, I believe that's everything that we needed as far as that setup here. Now we able to go ahead back to our Rage. Now what we need to do here is change these now, because we need to start up the game here. So you want to go here and change your Rage. You can, like I said, you can name them with whatever you want to name them. Like as far as the copy goes, you can have it as a 5 or number 2 or whatever you want to do. But in order for it to start up, you have to have it like that. So we're gonna go here and we're gonna go to RagePluginHook. Me, I like to keep mine down here. That way I don't have to go there and do all the extra stuff. But just double click RagePluginHook. You should get this screen here, which you want to unblock everything, basically everything that you need, and then open it up again. Then you're gonna get this screen. Make sure you read everything in here. Click accept. It's gonna run in administrative. This is normal, so click OK. Then it's gonna just go through its little quick test, and then you should get this screen here. Now this is, always remember your console key. This is basically how you can navigate through RagePluginHook, and this one is the threshold for your plugins, stuff like that, before it would technically crash out. Also, this is just my own preference. I like to have that disabled. This way it don't be at the bottom of your screen while you playing the game. And then you go here to plugins. Or what you would do in plugins, you can choose to not make it load no plugins at all, which would help your game load up faster. Then you can press F4 and load up your own plugins as you want them. Or you can click load all plugins. This is how I like my game to load up. That way I can have everything already loaded before you know what I'm saying, when the game start up. That way it makes it a little bit easier for me. Or you can choose to load selective plugins, like if you want to just only load up LSPDFR when you start the game up, and then you can go ahead and load up other things when you need them or however you need them. But like I said, for me, I like to load up everything at once. In the advanced settings, I wouldn't recommend you to touch anything in here, but that's up to you. It's all up to you. And in here, this is where you will go to back up your game. I want everyone that play LSPDFR, or if you play any version of GTA that you use mods with, use this, or you can use Steam, whatever. But I like to use Rage plugin, and you click this, back up your current version. I don't have to back it up because I already got it backed up. It's only gonna take up about 1 gig of your space, which is not that big, you know. And as you can see, I already have mine backed up. Of course, you can delete it. And let's say if it was another update to be out, let's just say right now, instead of this one saying active, it would say revert from the backup, and you'll be able to play on the older version while an update is out. And that's pretty much it. Now just hit save and launch. And this is just letting you know, like, if you wanted to load up Rage and come straight to this menu, you would just hold shift key while this is loading up, and it would show that menu. And now we can just wait for it to load up. Launching game via Steam. It's gonna go ahead through what it need to go through. Just waiting for the window. And as you can see, we got the game loaded up. We got Rage going to the bottom corner there. And I'm going to speed this up until the point of when Rage start loading in.
TrunkShakers.
Alrighty, so we back. As you seen, I was getting some lag. I don't know why, but it says something is wrong with EUP, so I will have to figure that out. I might figure it out and add it at the end of this. But it's 2 different ways that you can go on duty. The first way is hit F4. Of course, if you had yours load up at the beginning like I did, you will be able to easily jump straight into duty. And type in Force Duty tab, hit enter. And that's it. The other way is to go to one of the police badge shields on the map, and you can do it that way. And since I'm already here at the police station here, I'm gonna go ahead in here, and we're gonna go ahead on duty. And in here, this is where you would select your officer. But of course, if you want to do force duty, if you use, I think it's called skin control or EUP menu, it will make it easier because you would be able to switch into the officer you want to have and not have to use one of the standard officers. I'm just going to pick any officer and hit continue. Or you can even go on duty as a, basically you can go on duty as Franklin. Like right there, when I went to the menu, I could have went straight on duty at that point. And I'm just gonna go ahead and use this charger here, and we're gonna get the loading of the plugins that starts when you go on duty. So it is gonna take some time, and since this is the first launch, we are gonna get things like this to pop up. And you want to read everything that goes through. See me, I already know these, so read these as they come up. Press 1, 1, 1, 1. All this is doing is adding the new buttons to the police radio. So that's traffic controls, all this stuff here. like I said, all it's doing is adding these options to the police radio. And as you can see, we have a lot of options. And me, I'm just enabling them. You can choose to disable whichever buttons you don't want to be on the police radio. See, like some of these, it says, let's say this is slow traffic. If I want to choose a slow traffic, this would you like to enable it inside of a vehicle? So if I open up my radio inside of a vehicle, I can slow the traffic down. You can choose to have that on or off, or the other one is on foot. Let's see if I can get one to say, yeah, here it is. This one says on foot. You can choose to have this menu on foot. Like if it's certain things, let's say for instance, if you want to request a pit, you want that to only be while you in the vehicle, not on foot. If you understand that. So we're just gonna add. I'm just adding all these on there. And it's going to let you know that new buttons have been added to the police radio. And as you can see, now we are on duty as a police officer. And I can't show you the ELS because this is not an ELS vehicle. This is the normal vehicle. I haven't replaced no cars or nothing like that in the game, but that's how it is. And let's make sure I should be on duty at this moment. Let me see if I press to get in. Oh, no, this lets you know you're not on duty if you're not doing that. So you might not be on duty when you first start, but hit F4, type in force duty, and then it's going to reload those because for some reason it didn't let me on duty. Now you can see this one here. When you press the N key, you will get the basically the on duty interaction menu. So I'm gonna wait for. As you can hear, we are getting calls right now. And I'm trying to wait till it go down so I can show you the interaction menu. Okay, so emergency signals is of course is your lights, whatever. And as you can hear that when I just hit up on the controller, it activated the vocal dispatch. Now here's where you can turn your calls on and off. So that if you want to be 10.8, you will have your calls on. 10.7, you will have your calls off. Whatever. I'm sure you should get the gist of it. Now, for instance, let's go. I'm just gonna show you this vocal dispatcher real quick. Dispatch requesting backup. Requesting backup. And as you see, it's gonna send me back up to my location. You want to go through the vocal dispatcher, and it will let you know what can you say during your dispatch. When you use the dispatch and stuff like that. Let me think. What else can I show you real quick? If you press left on the D-pad, it will bring up the radio, which you have those. You can choose. You can go through the INEI of police radio and have everything show. Like right now, look, I can slow traffic here in this vicinity. And then go ahead and release all. So it's just things like that that helps you be a police officer. I'm gonna go ahead and try to find someone to pull over just to show you some of these interactions as far as stop the pit. We have a person here, they haven't done nothing, but we're gonna pull them over. So what you want to do is you can hit X. See, I play with a PlayStation controller, so I hit X. It gives you this bleep on them, and basically indicating that that's what you're about to pull over. And then once you hit the lights, it lets them know, of course, that they're getting pulled over. Now, there's a couple of different ways. Like right now, I will leave them right here. And I think it's, oh snap, I hit the wrong one. But if you hit shift on the keyboard, the left shift, that would that will give them the bleep and it will take off the traffic stop. Now I believe if you push Control Q, it would do the mimic and things like that. Me, like I said, I changed my key fix, so I don't use that. Shift Q, Control Q again, it would stop the person from driving. Like I said, I changed my key fix. I also made a mod that it frees up your whole keyboard. If you use controller, it frees up your keyboard. Not freeze, free up your keyboard. So every key on the keyboard, you can configure it to whatever you want to configure it to. I will put that in the description down below. That way you can press one button and it'll do whatever you need it to do. Just remember your key fix. But all right, let's go ahead and hop out and approach this person here. And let me show you cop holster. If you press right on the D-pad, you can show it. Put my hands on my hip. Now I can look like an officer as I walk up to him. As you can see, this interaction plus. If you press over on the D-pad, it will give you your traffic stop information. And also, some of these menus do not close with the O or the B button. So hit backspace to close those out. And I'm going to use interaction plus just for this one. And you can choose to. This is not the one I'm looking for. Alright, ask them for their identification. You also can go to the question and menu. Do you know why I pulled you over? All the good stuff like that. I'm just gonna pick anyone. No license. Even though I believe he had license. We're not gonna worry about that. And then we can just tell them to go ahead, sit tight, and we can walk back to the car here. And if you're using an ELS car, you can use your stage 2. I don't know, but you can use your stage 2 lighting. Let's say, for instance, I can turn these off, and the car should go ahead. Okay, not, but whatever. And I believe it's Z. I'm not sure. Hold on. I have to go through the INI file because I use Z for my computer plus. So right now, hold on, let me go to this. I have to go to see how to open up computer plus real quick. Alright, computer plus INI file. Okay, to open up computer plus, you will need to hold E. Alright, and once you're in computer plus, click login. You can choose to turn these off. I also made, hold on, I'm gonna pause real quick so you can hear me. I also made a iPad version or whatever of this. I will link that below as well if you want to use that and you don't want to use this normal thing. But we're gonna go to the PED database. This is the guy up front. Everything's valid. It will show you the things in here. You can go in here and create the citation. I am going to create a citation just so I can show you guys. See, he's very clean. He's very clean. But I'm still going to go ahead and give him a citation. Also, you can do the arrest reports in here. But like I said, I'm just going to go ahead and create him a citation. That's a van that he's in. And I'm just going to go with operation improper lane change, just something quick. If you only click in one, you can click finish. You can select it and click finish. If you select more than one, you would click this one here. So since I click one, go ahead, click finish. Oh, the color. I didn't even see that color. Can I rotate my camera here? Nope. Nope, can't rotate it. I'm just say gray. And then click finish, and that will click create the citation. And then once you get out the car, oh, let me show you. Keep the effing door open. If I hold that to get out, you see the door stays open. There's a couple of scripts that I do use that I did not install with this, but okay, now it says if I use left control page up, it will give him the citation. Like I said, I normally change these, left control page up, give him his citation, and now you can walk away, get back in your car. He will wait till you in your car, then he will pull off, and then you're done with your traffic stop. You can go through the INIs of pretty much all these files and learn your key fix. Like I said, if you use my free my keys you will be able to change whatever key on this keyboard that you want to. But I'm trying to think if there's anything else. Like I said, this is the spotlight here, but normally my F11 is for my EUP, but it seems my EUP is not working. F7 is for your police partner if you install that with me, and you can bring a partner there. You can bring the K9 unit there. F6 is road management. F5 is police radar and stuff like that, but you have to hold it to turn it off. I don't think F3 is anything. F2 is nothing. F1 is nothing. F8, F9. F9 shows you the court documents and stuff like that. Like, I just put him over and you can check that in the court documents and stuff. And F10 is to search, it looks like. Okay, F10 is searching. Like I said, I changed my key fix. I don't even know which call is using F10 to search. F12 is nothing. And that's going to have to do it for this video. Hopefully you guys did enjoy. If you did, leave a like, comment any suggestions, subscribe if you're new. Thanks for watching. Peace.